بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم.
شروع اللہ کے نام سے جو رحمان و رحیم ہے.
اقرأ بسم ربک الذی خلق.
پڑھو اے نبی اپنے رب کے نام کے ساتھ جس نے پیدا کیا.
خلق الانسان من علق.
جمے ہوئے خون کے ایک لوتھڑے سے انسان کی تخلیق کی.
اقرأ وربک الاکرم.
پڑھو اور تمہارا رب بڑا کریم ہے.
الذی علم بالقلم.
جس نے قلم کے ذریعے سے علم سکھایا.
علم الانسان ما لم يعلم.
انسان کو وہ علم دیا جسے وہ نہ جانتا تھا.
Assalamu alaikum. We start our class with the name of Allah who is most beneficent and merciful. I hope you all of must be doing very well. In previous class we have completed the remaining numericals of which is related from chapter 2 as well as balance equation. And this is the week number 5, video number 7. And in this class we will complete the remaining numerical which is related from the book chapter number 2, and this numerical which is on the book page number 41. So we will solve first of these three numericals, and after this we will start the next chapter, that is the atomic structure, chapter number 3. Okay, we have this numerical 41. ٹھیک ہے, پیج نمبر this is numerical is on the book page number 41 and numerical number 33. Consider the combination of carbon monoxide with oxygen gas. You have this numerical, you can check on this page 41. The numerical number 33, consider the combination of carbon monoxide with oxygen gas. Carbon monoxide react with oxygen gas, it gives us carbon dioxide. Okay, calculate how many moles of carbon dioxide when 50 moles of oxygen react with all of carbon monoxide. Okay, here is given 2 carbon dioxide. This is the balance equation because here is 2 carbon and 2 carbon, 2 oxygen and 2 oxygen. Overall 4 oxygen in the reactant side and 2 2s are 4 oxygen, 2 2s are 4 oxygen in the product side. So this is the balance equation which is given in this numerical. Okay, so here is we have a 50 moles of oxygen gas. We have a 50 moles of oxygen gas and we have to find the how many moles of carbon dioxide. We have to find here how many moles of carbon dioxide. So in 1 mole of oxygen gas, here is no mole, 1 mole of oxygen gas form 2 moles of carbon dioxide. 1 mole of oxygen form 2 moles of carbon dioxide. Here is 1 mole of oxygen, it prepare 2 moles of carbon dioxide. So we have to find in 50 moles of oxygen. We have to find in 50 moles of oxygen. So 50 moles of oxygen form 50 multiplied by 2. So this number multiplied by 2, we get this answer of this question, 100 moles of carbon dioxide. In 50 moles of oxygen form 100 moles of carbon dioxide. We have to multiply these two number, 50 multiplied by 2. 50 multiplied by 2, the answer is 100. The 100 moles of carbon dioxide are formed. So how many moles of carbon dioxide form? 100 moles of carbon dioxide form in 50 moles of oxygen. In 50 moles of oxygen form 100 moles of carbon dioxide. So we will solve another numerical number 34 which is on the book page number 41. Which is also on the book page number 41. Calcium carbonate on heating. It gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate heating, it gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So how many grams of calcium oxide? How many grams of calcium oxide can be prepared by heating heating 8 moles of calcium carbonate. Okay, this is the another numerical we have. Calcium carbonate on heating it gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate on heating it gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. This is the decomposition reaction. So how many grams of calcium oxide? We have to find the grams of calcium oxide can be obtained by heating 8 moles of calcium carbonate. We have to solve this numerical. Calcium carbonate, after heating this it gives the calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay, so how many grams of calcium oxide? We have to find the grams of calcium oxide can be obtained by heating 8 moles of calcium carbonate. In this numerical, the value is given of calcium carbonate is 8 moles. Okay, in 1 moles of calcium carbonate, in 1 moles of, this is also the balance equation, in 1 moles of calcium carbonate contain 1 moles of calcium oxide. So 1 mole of calcium carbonate contain the molecular mass of calcium oxide is, the mass of calcium is 40 and the mass of oxygen is 60. So overall mass is 56 gram. So we have to place the molecular mass of calcium oxide is 56 gram of calcium oxide. And in 8 moles of calcium carbonate, we have to multiply these two values, 8 multiplied by 56. The answer is 448 gram of calcium oxide. We have to find here how many grams. So that's why I am written here the gram. This is the unit of mass. Okay, this is the answer of this question. Calcium carbonate on heating it gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate, this is the decomposition reaction. After heating it gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So how many grams of calcium oxide? We have to find how many grams of calcium oxide can be obtained by heating 8 moles of calcium carbonate. Here in this numerical we have given, here is given 8 moles of calcium carbonate. Here is given 8 moles of calcium carbonate. In 1 mole of calcium carbonate, here is the mole of 1 of calcium carbonate contain 1 mole of calcium oxide. Okay, here is 1 mole of calcium carbonate, here is 1 mole of calcium oxide. So in 1 mole of calcium carbonate contain, so we will take out the mass or molecular mass of calcium oxide. The atomic mass of calcium is 40 and the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So these both mass are plus. After this answer is getting here 56 gram. 56 grams of calcium oxide. Okay, we have to find here in 8 moles of calcium carbonate. In 8 moles of calcium carbonate, we will multiply these two values, 8 multiplied by 56, the answer is 448 gram of calcium oxide. We have find here the grams of calcium oxide. How many grams of calcium oxide can be obtained? In 448 grams calcium oxide obtained by heating 8 moles of calcium carbonate. In 8 moles of calcium carbonate, 448 gram of calcium oxide obtained. Okay, another numerical on this page, that is the numerical number 35. Silicon tetrachloride the formula of silicon tetrachloride is SiCl4. Silicon tetrachloride can be obtained by heating silicon and chlorine. Okay, silicon tetrachloride prepared by heating silicon and chlorine. If we want to prepare moles of silicon tetrachloride, so how many moles of chlorine gas will used in this reaction? This is the last numerical of this chapter. Okay. Silicon tetrachloride can be obtained by heating silicon and chlorine. When silicon and chlorine react together, it forms silicon tetrachloride. Okay. If we want to prepare 10 mole of silicon tetrachloride, now we will solve this numerical. If we want to prepare 10 moles of silicon tetrachloride, so how many moles of chlorine gas will used in this reaction? We have to find here number of moles of chlorine gas. Okay, in 1 mole of silicon tetrachloride, prepared from 1 mole of silicon tetrachloride prepared from 2 moles of chlorine gas. Okay, 1 mole of silicon tetrachloride is prepared from 2 mole of chlorine gas. So in 1 mole of, so we have to find in 10 moles of silicon tetrachloride prepared form, we have to multiply by these two values, 10 multiplied by 2. 10 multiplied by 2, the answer is 20 moles of chlorine gas. In 10 moles of silicon tetrachloride, prepare 20 moles of carbon dioxide chlorine gas. 20 moles of chlorine gas. 1 mole silicon tetrachloride prepared from 2 moles of chlorine gas. We have to find in 10 moles of silicon tetrachloride. We have to find in prepared 10 moles of silicon tetrachloride. So how many moles of chlorine gas will used in this reaction? So we will multiply the moles of 2 moles multiplied by the 10 moles of silicon tetrachloride. The final answer is 20 moles of chlorine gas. We have to multiply these two values, 2 multiplied by 10. The answer is 20 moles of chlorine gas. So if we want to prepare 10 moles of silicon tetrachloride, so how many moles of chlorine will be used? How many moles of chlorine will be used? 20 moles of chlorine will used in this reaction. Okay, this is the last numerical of this chapter. So after this you will note the diary, you will write the diary. First of all, you will solve the fill in the blanks and MCQs. Fill in the blanks and MCQs, which is on the book page number 37. Question number 1 and 2. Okay. You have to memorize, you have to practice this question. 2018 last paper, 2018 question number 7. Another question 2015, you have to practice these questions, question number 3 and question number 15. You have to practice these numericals from the past paper 2018 question number 7, in 2015 question number 3 and 15. So now we will start another chapter, that is the chapter number 3, atomic structure. Chapter 3, atomic structure. First of all, we will discuss the topic atomic structure. structure. Okay. Now, first of all, we will discuss the chapter number 3. The title is atomic structure. What is a structure? Structure is an organization and arrangement of interrelated elements in an object. A structure is an organization and arrangement of an element. Structure is an organization and arrangement of an element. Basically, elements give a structure, combine together, atoms combine together and give a different structure. Okay, atom, the atom word derived from this word atom is derived from a Greek word atomos. This is derived from a Greek word atomos, which means indivisible, not cuttable, indivisible and not cuttable. You have a piece of paper, you have to cut and cut and cut, but one time came, you can't cut further. Okay, you can't further. This piece of paper is called an atom. Okay. The ancient Greek philosopher Democritus had proposed the concept of an atom. Ancient Greek philosopher, the scientist named Democritus, had proposed the concept about an atom. Atom consists of the three particles: proton, electron and neutron. Proton has positively charged particle, electron has negatively charged particle and neutron has no charge. It is neutral. Okay. Proton reside in the nucleus of an atom, which is found in the nucleus of an atom, and it has positive charge. Electron revolve around the nucleus of an atom. This is the nucleus of an atom. Electron revolve around the fixed path in the around the fixed path, the nucleus of an atom. These fixed paths are called energy level or shells. Okay, neutron are found the nucleus of an atom. This is the specific place of these particles. These particles are called the fundamental particle of an atom: proton, electron and neutron. Okay, this is the atomic structure. Atoms combine together and form a different structure. What is a structure? Structure is an organization and arrangement of element. This is the arrangement of element, arrangement of atom. So these terminologies combine together and make a atomic structure. So first of all, we will discuss what is an atom. I will teach you 4 important conceptual questions. First question we have, what is an atom? Second question is that, how many particles are present in atom? Why atoms are different? Why atoms are not same, different? And the fourth question is structure of an atom. In the last we will discuss the structure of an atom. So first of all, we will discuss what is atom. First question we have, what is an atom? Suppose a person, he wants to build a house. What he need of this? Suppose a person, he wants to build a house. What he need for this? He need a brick. He need a brick. Okay, suppose a person, he wants to build a house, what he need is, he wants to brick. So we can say that, so the building block of this house is brick. So the basic building block of this house is brick. Similarly here, all form of matter, this is the well definition of pattern. Well definition of in pattern is that atom. Similarly here, we talk about the atom. This is the easiest definition of pattern is that atom is the smallest unit of all matters. All form of matter is made up of atom, which is the smallest unit of all form of matter. Atom is the smallest unit, from all of matter. Form of matter. Okay, atom is the smallest unit of all form of matter. ठीक है? But okay, remember that same atoms combined together. They form elements. Same atoms combined together, they form elements. How? We have, for example, many iron elements combined together, it form iron sheet. So here in this example, same atoms combine together and form iron sheet. This is the element, because same atoms combine together called element. So iron, here we call as iron element. Okay. Another, remember that different atoms combine together, and form compound. How it form compound? How? Sodium and chlorine element combined together, it form a compound sodium chloride, which is also called table salt. This is the chemical formula of this compound is the table salt. Okay, this is a compound. Another example we have a table salt, we have a sugar and water. So in table salt, how many atoms? It is made up of 2 atoms, and it is made up of sugar. Sugar is made up of 3 atoms, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And water is made up of 2 atoms, hydrogen and oxygen. So these atoms combine together and form compound. So this is called an atom. What is atom? We have discussed about it. What is atom? Atom is the smallest unit of all form of matter. So another question, how many particles are present in an atom? Second question we have, how many particles present in an atom? How many particles present in atom? We have learned about, we have studied about the matter. We have, for example, we have 1 glass of water. We have 1 glass of water. In this glass, water is present. We have 1 glass of water. When millions of hydrogen and oxygen atom combine together, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom combine together chemically fixed ratio by mass and get 1 glass of water. When millions of water molecules combine together, chemically by a fixed ratio, and give 1 glass of water. So recently scientists have studied about atom consists of 3 particles. How, for instance, take any matter or observe under the electron microscope. So any atom consists of the 3 particles: proton, electron and neutron. This is the fundamental particles. This is the basic unit of the atom. So we concluded about this: proton, electron, neutron combine together and form an atom. Okay, we have cleared the second question: how many particles present in atom? In atom 3 particles are present: proton, electron and neutron. So another question we have: why atoms are different? Why atoms are different? Atoms are not same. Hydrogen atom are different from oxygen atom. How hydrogen atom are different from oxygen atom? How? For example, carbon atom contain number of protons 6, number of electrons 6 and number of neutrons also 6. So these proton, electron, neutron combine together and form carbon atom. On the other hand, we see here in oxygen atom, the count of number of proton, number of electron and number of neutron will be changed. Okay, so these are collectively combined together, we call it oxygen atom. So here the one atoms are different from another atom because due to the change of number of proton, electron and neutron. That's why atoms are different from one another. Okay. Next, structure of an atom. Basically here we will discuss the atomic structure. Chapter 3 named atomic structure. So the structure of an atom. Okay. First of all, atom is made up of 3 particles. Atom is made up of 3 particles. Atom is made up of 3 particles. These 3 particles are known as fundamental particles of an atom. This is also known as fundamental particles of an atom. These 3 particles are electron, proton and neutron. Proton has positive charge. It has positive charge. And which is found in the nucleus of an atom. On the other hand, electron has negative charge. It revolves around the nucleus of an atom in fixed areas are called, these fixed areas are called energy level or shells. Energy level or shells. This is the fixed areas around the nucleus. This is the nucleus and this is the fixed areas. These fixed areas are called orbit or shells or energy level. Okay. And proton has positive charge. It is found in the nucleus of an atom. Proton has positive charge. It is present in the nucleus of an atom. On the other hand, nucleus is also present. Neutron is also present in the nucleus of an atom. It has no charge. It has no charge. It has no charge. It is neutral. We call it neutral. So, atom is made up of three particles. These particles are known as fundamental particles of the atom. This is the basic particles of the atom. Electron, proton, neutron collectively combine together and form atom. This is the fundamental particles. Electron revolve around the fixed areas of the nucleus. These fixed areas are called orbit, shell or energy level. Proton has reside in the nucleus of an atom and it has positive charge. Neutron also reside in the nucleus of an atom but it has no charge, it is the neutral. So this is the basic structure of an atom. You will understand this. Now basically we have studied about the atomic structure and we will start this chapter. The first topic is, we have studied about the introduction of atomic structure. The second topic of this chapter is Dalton atomic theory. This is the second topic of this chapter, Dalton atomic theory, from chapter number 3, atomic structure. Dalton atomic theory, the scientific theory was given by John Dalton in 1808. This theory was given by John Dalton in 1808. He gave a few postulates about this theory. He gave a few postulates and points about this theory. First point we have, all matter is made up of tiny particle called an atom. The first point he gave about this theory, all matter is made up of the tiny particle called an atom. So first of all, we will discuss about this point. We have a wall and this wall is made up of bricks. This wall is made up of bricks. Okay. So all matter, similarly here we have a glass of water. This glass of matter is made up of the tiny particle is called an atom. Similarly here wall is made up of the tiny particle is called bricks, and similarly here this glass of water is made up of the tiny particle is called an atom. Any matter is made up of this tiny particle called an atom. This is the first point. Second point is that all atoms of the same elements are alike. Same elements are alike. When one atom of one element different from the atom of other element. This is the second point gave by John Dalton. atoms of the same elements are alike when atoms of one element different from the atoms of other element. How? For example, we have a bigger piece of grapes and we have a small piece of grapes, and we taste both grapes, the taste are same. And on the other hand, we have a bigger piece of mango, and similarly here we have a small piece of mango. So the taste, we taste of both these mangoes, the taste are same. But we can differentiate it these fruits, between these fruits the taste are same, the tastes are different. We will differentiate these two fruits, the taste are different. Okay, on the other hand, the atoms of gold ring, and this is the gold ring and this is the silver ring, both are different because the atoms of both rings are different. So all atoms of the same elements are alike, same elements atoms are same, these atoms of the elements are same. But when atoms of one element, these atoms are different from these atoms, these atoms are different from these atoms. When atom of one element different from the atom of other element. Okay, same element combined together, same atom combined together form element. This is the second point. Third point, we have compounds are formed when atom of one or more than combined in simple whole ratio. We know that two or more atoms combine, like that water, two or more atoms combine together, simple ratio 2:1. We have studied about this and it form a compound. Okay, here is the hydrogen, for example, here is the hydrogen atom and this is the hydrogen atom. On the other side, this is the oxygen atom. Hydrogen and oxygen atom combine together and form compound. These hydrogen atom, one oxygen atom combine two hydrogen atom. One oxygen atom combine two hydrogen atom. One oxygen combine two hydrogen atom. Okay. Compounds are formed, this is the compound, compounds are formed when atom of one or more than combine in simple ratio. This is the simple ratio and it can't be changed, otherwise molecule, compound, chemical name will be changed. Okay, we have the last postulate of this theory. A chemical reaction is an arrangement of atom. A chemical reaction is an arrangement of an atom but atoms themselves are not changed. Atoms themselves are not changed. This means that atom is neither created nor destroyed during chemical reaction. A chemical reaction is an arrangement of an atom. This is the basically arrangement of atom, but atoms themselves are not changed. How? Atoms themselves are not changed. For example, we have some raw materials And from these raw materials, bricks, marble, granite. Bricks, marble, granite. This is the raw material, and we have to make and you can make easily the building structure. From these materials easily form school, office, and so on. This is the basic raw material. These raw material can't change, just arrangement of raw material is changed. The arrangement of raw material is changed, and the arrangement of raw material change, but the atoms are not changed. Similarly, in any chemical reaction, arrangement of an atoms are not changed, but atoms themselves, arrangement of atoms are changed, but atoms themselves are not changed. Okay, you will see here the basic building blocks of these building structures. The basic raw materials are not changed, just change the rearrangement of an atom. Just change the rearrangement of an atom. Rearrangement of an atom. Here is the rearrangement of an atom, but in any chemical reaction, atoms themselves are not changed. This means that atom is neither created nor destroyed during chemical reaction. Here is proven that. Discovery of electron. This is the fundamental particle, and how this fundamental particle carried out, and scientists gave an experiment, and here we will discuss here discovery of electron, how electron was discovered. So basically we will study here the discovery of electron. First of all, we will draw the diagram. You can see here, this is the discharge tube, elongated tube. Elongated tube is called discharge tube. It is made from a glass. It is made from a glass, and it keeps very low pressure, and the pressure is 0.001 atmosphere. Pressure measured in atmosphere. And another gases which is not required here, these gases are released out from the vacuum pump. Vacuum pump, basically it is a device which releases the gases from air. Okay. Here you will see here, they have two electrode, anode and cathode. And what is electrode? Electro means charge. Electro means charge. Has two charge, positive and negative. Two charge, negative charge are called as cathode, and positive charge called as anode. Okay. Electrode. What is electrode? Electrode allow the electricity. Basically it is a conductor which allow the electricity. Basically it is a conductor which allow the electricity. And what is conductor? Conductor, it is an object. Conductor, it is an object that allow the flow of charges. Okay, here is two electrodes, one is cathode and another is anode. There is a glass tube. This glass tube is called discharge tube, and this discharge tube it made from a glass, and it keep very low pressure, and pressure that is the 0.001 atmosphere, and here is keep the gas which is needed, which is required here. Another gases are released out from the vacuum pump. Vacuum pump is a device which released from a gases. Vacuum pump is a device which release the gases. Okay. And negative, these cathode and electrodes are connected from a battery with wire. This is the battery and this is the wire. Electrodes are connected from a battery with wire. This is the fundamental particle. First of all, I will give you an introduction about this discovery of electron. This is the fundamental particle carrying a negative charge, was discovered in 1897. discovered by J.J. Thomson. In 1897, discovered by the J.J. Thomson. This is the introduction. The fundamental particle carrying a negative charge was discovered in 1897 by the British scientist is J.J. Thomson. This is the introduction. What fundamental particle of this atom? Electron. Electron was discovered in 1897. Discovered in 1897 by J.J. Thomson. This is the scientist name. Okay. Now we will discuss here the construction. Construction of this discharge tube. The apparatus used for here, this discharge tube, it is made from glass tube, and here is 2 electrodes which is used connected from a battery with wire. The apparatus used for here, the discharge tube connected with electrode. Here is 2 electrode, anode and cathode. You will see here the physical appearance, and physical appearance discussed in the construction. Here is the discharge tube, the apparatus used here, the discharge tube connected with electrodes, and these electrodes connected from a battery with wire. This is your construction. Okay. Now after this we will discuss, this is the construction of the discovery of electron. This is the construction of discharge tube. After this we will discuss working. A current of high potential is passed. A current of high potential is passed between the electrodes. Between the electrodes. Bluish light emit from cathode to anode. These rays travel in a straight line. These rays consisted of negatively charged particles. Negatively charged particle. This proved that electrons are particles of all matter. Particle of all matter. Okay. A current of high potential is passed. A current of high potential is passed between the electrodes. A current of high potential is passed between the electrodes. Electrodes made from metals, and metals are those substances whose that surface are shiny and pass electricity. Basically, electrodes are made from metals, and metals are those substances that surface are shiny, and it is made from zinc, copper, iron, and that pass the electricity. That surface are shiny and pass the electricity. So electrodes are made up of metal. Here is a cathode electrode and here is the anode. So current of high potential is passed between the electrode. Bluish light emit from cathode to anode. These rays travel from the cathode, emit from cathode and go towards the anode. These rays travel in a straight line. You can see here these rays travel in a straight line. They emit from cathode and go towards anode. These rays consisted of negatively charged particles. How? Because in nature same charges are repelled together and different charges are attracted together. So that's why these rays here, these rays consisted of negatively charged particles. That's why it moves towards anode and it has negatively charged particle. These rays consisted of negatively charged particle, and this proves that electrons are particle of all matter. Here is proof that in any particle, in any atoms, in any matter, here is a particle that is called electron. Here is proof that. Okay. This is the discovery of an electron, and we have discussed about the electron, how electrons carried out and how electron has been discovered. Now after this we will discuss here the properties of cathode rays. So we will discuss here properties of cathode rays, and we have discussed about the discovery of electron. So cathode rays property that they travel in a straight line. These rays are travel in a straight line. You can see here these rays are travel in a straight line. This is the first property. These rays are travel in a straight line. These rays emit from cathode and go towards the anode. These rays emit from cathode and go towards the anode. Emit from cathode and go towards the anode. These rays collide together and fall and hit on the glass tube. After this it produces the fluorescence. These rays are produce fluorescence after hitting on the glass. These rays collide together and these rays fall on the glass, and after this it produces the fluorescence. Fluorescence, it means shiny light. Okay, after this we placed the opaque object in front of these rays. If we place opaque object, this opaque object we can't see the behind side. This is the opaque object. This is not a transparent object. This is the opaque object, and we place the opaque object in this side, in the front of these rays. These rays pass from the upwardly, downly, and form a cast shadow in front of this. This is the cast shadow. These rays form the cast shadow in front of these rays. When we place the opaque object in front of these rays form the cast shadow. These rays are passed from the upwardly, downwardly, and from mid these rays pass from the centrally, upwardly, downly. So these rays are from the cast shadow. These rays are the cast shadow, and we will apply the electric field. If we apply the electric field, so these rays emit from cathode and go towards the anode. If we apply the electric field, these rays emit from cathode and go towards the anode. Okay. If we apply electric field, these rays are deflected towards anode plate. If we apply the electric field, these rays are deflected towards the anode plate. Okay, if we apply electric field, these rays are deflected towards the anode plate. Okay, this is all about the properties of cathode rays. These rays are travel in a straight line. This is the first property. These rays emit from cathode, we have seen here, and go towards the anode. Because it has negative charge, that's why it move here, they move here, positive plate. Okay, these rays fall on the glass of, suppose that this is the glass and these rays hit on the glass these rays hit on the glass, it produces fluorescence. It produces fluorescence. Shine produce. It produces fluorescence. Okay. When we place opaque object in front of these rays produce a cast shadow. This is a shadow of this, and we apply electric field. If we apply the electric field, in electric field these rays are deflected towards the anode plate. We have here two plates. Here is the two electrodes. One is the cathode and another is the anode. We apply electric field. These rays emit from cathode and go towards the anode. Here is the two electrodes. First one is the cathode. Cathode has negative charge, anode has positive charge. So due to this, the temperature due to the collision of the rays, the temperature become increase inside of this discharge tube. Temperature become increased due to the collision of these rays. This is the last property of this. Temperature become increased. So it's all about the cathode rays. Now you will note the diary 2017 and 16. You have to memorize this question. Write down the points of Dalton atomic theory, which is on the book page number 1, which is on the book page number 17, question number 1. Another question you have to memorize is in 2016, question number 2, page number 17 from BCS notes. Another question you have to memorize here. Write down the characteristics of cathode rays. So you have to memorize these both questions. First question, write down the points of Dalton atomic theory, which is on the book page number 17, question number 1. Another question you have in 2016, write down the characteristics of cathode rays, which is on the book page number 17, question number 2. So you have to memorize these two questions. Okay, and remaining topic we will discuss in the next video. So I hope you have got everything. Allah Hafiz.